each other too much, and they got kind of steamrolled through in a very lightning quick round control. That has to be different here today, and I'm looking particularly to see if Gwyn can step back up to the same level that he played at yesterday, and in particular, we just need to see some sort of a spark here from Real to get this team moving with a little bit of speed.
Yeah, we need to see something for Real, because everything I've heard during the offseason, like, this guy is the next guy up. He had a very difficult match yesterday versus Heretics. That's basically like playing against his family over there, team with a bunch of those guys formerly, but then now he's going up against Nero. Shout out to my guy Kate on Twitter, who was saying I was pronouncing it wrong. Nero, this guy, he dropped 100 kills yesterday in his series, so he's setting the pace. You have to be able to match this young player.
Well, Nades will start to really wreak havoc over towards the bus station. First tick of progress. Did get locked off the respawn. Quick transition over towards B here for Vegas. Clayster, the only one standing in their way. GodRx looking to try to find something on this pinch through mid-street, but has not been able to scout out Purge. So Vegas get into work, trying to set themselves up for this first major attempt to get on towards B. It will be attached, standing on, looking to get that first tick of progress. Here comes Carolina for the retake.
Yeah, you have Carolina applying all that pressure over towards top broken. Real's able to find two, and you also have a player in GodRx who's blocking that spawn, not allowing any players to slip on out. So now this is the trap. You just have to win a couple gunfights from the front end if you are Vegas Legion, but they're all getting shut down. Now all coming off spawn. But the good thing is they take down GodRx, so they have the ability to maneuver around the map if they want, but that's 3 dead in defeat for Carolina. They're maintaining map control, just trying to trap them for this final 35.
Great start here from Clay in particular. He has been kind of the sole defender over the top of this B site. Eventually, Semtex takes him out of position, but a significant life lead here for Carolina, and the clock also becoming a major enemy here for Legion. And, well, looks like it's kind of opposite map day here. Nero 0-5 start, whereas Real's at 5-3, Clayster 6-2, and the Carolina defense has been very comfortable to this point. Kind of a last-ditch effort here for Standy, trying to stay alive inside of the A zone. Gets the first pretty cleanly. And another solo challenge coming out. Real does able to convert the kill. And that will keep this clock on ticking, as it looks like Carolina is going to cruise their way into a first-round defensive win unless someone can get a last-second break here and do some heroics for Vegas.
Yeah, with only 5 seconds left, they have to sprint on forward to try to get on this speed point, but they have the crosses watched. And Carolina are going to walk away with that defense. It's pretty dominant as well. They only give up one segment. And that's exactly how you want to answer into this series, with you being currently down 0-2. You had a nice little break, but you need to turn this around. You cannot be a team to go 0-2 the week 1 and 0-6 in map count. So it's a great first round to put momentum on their side.
And that's the bigger thing. I don't think we've really mentioned it yet, but Carolina's schedule throughout this Major 1 qualifier doesn't get any easier. No. I mean, just based on the early anticipations, they still have Optic, New York, FaZe, Thieves, and Minnesota, I think, is their last. So
not good. Not easy.
Not a good. Not good. Opening hit for Carolina over towards the B zone. The initial double stack was in. A quick 4-piece comes through, and that is enough to actually negate that first tick of progress of being locked. It quickly gets depleted, and now Carolina is working their way out of spawn. And
now that's the worst case scenario now, because you have attached all the way pushed up towards the street side just in case they try to rotate back over towards that 8 point. But with a clean 4 dead going down like that, Vegas Legion, no, they have all map control. All we have to do is trap them in towards the back left, and so far they're doing a good job of doing so. Crossfires galore, set up over towards this B point. Gwyn finally does take down one, but can he find anything else? Because his teammates are still stuck in the back of the base.
Yeah, you can kind of see in the minimap. I mean, GodRx is coming off spawn saying, I can't go anywhere, guys.
Oh.
I know Attach is watching this cross. There it is, and that's the difference. If you were just to compare how GodRx played that in his defensive round versus Attach. Attach is just calling intel.
Yep.
You know, making sure no one goes over towards A. Trust that your whole setup over towards B is going to stay solid. And so far, it has been exactly that. 2 straight dominated defensive rounds to start. Carolina do work their way through this little spawn trap and have broken up the defense to get on towards B. Cruise missile earned for Standy. He's going to use that immediately. Won't connect, but it does at least get everyone off the point. Here comes Carolina. Last-ditch efforts to try to secure this B zone, and, well, the Vegas defense has completely enveloped this hit. Second tick of progress being worked on, but Gwyn and GodRx are working with pebbles for cover right now. As Nero is actually just going to play this up top, they may actually have to concede this. No one in a position to get Gwyn off.
And this is good right here if you are Carolina, because it didn't look like this at the beginning of the round, but the fact that you're able to walk away with this B point, extend time by a minute, and now put yourself up by 2 segments, just in case it gets to that round number 5, they will have defense, and Gwyn was the spark because they were not getting a single kill. Gwyn was able to open up with at least 3. to allow his teammates to get out of the base. And now they have a minute to work with over towards the 8 point. 22 to 10 in lives remaining. They have to try to do this, and this is not going to be an easy task.
Yeah, the life deficit at under 60 seconds is not exactly what I would call becoming of what would be an offensive round, but at least the silver linings is, like you mentioned, the tick progress, but you also lived through the missile, so no score streak for Vegas to use, at least for now. Trying to get things set up. GodRx playing over the backside of this bus station. Teammates mostly looking to kind of play around through the Mannequin Rugs building, not trying to hit this from the front at all, seeing if they can maybe catch some of these defenders a little bit off guard and set up maybe a bit of a spawn trap of their own. Gwyn able to find one, but doesn't expect the second, so trades come through, and now it's a 20 plays 7, and that should be, you would think, out of reach for the offense to be able to survive through these last 12 seconds.
Oof. And
that seems to be indeed what will occur. So, okay, you know, 2 good defenses through and through, but Carolina, a little bit of a late surge over towards B gives them a small advantage going into potentially round 5.
Yeah, you would take that. Even though you got outslayed heavy into this round, you walk away with 2 segments to put you in the lead. You also, like you said, lived through that cruise missile with no one dropping. So you get that investment out of Vegas. Now you're going back on the defensive side where you were able to hold them only to 1 segment. If you can do that again, you basically guarantee that defense going into this round number 5. And it's just a good response from Carolina to break out of their base, get something done, and showed up for it just in case it gets to that round 5.
And in case you haven't watched the first 2 days, I think, you know, us as a broadcast team is watching through the scrims and kind of talking with the players. The expectation is that this map will be pretty defensively sided.
Yeah.
Now, we did see a couple of really cool opening breakoffs towards A and Bs that give the offense better chances, but the assumption would be the defense will have a bit more superiority just kind of as we get through this map deeper and deeper. And that is kind of, once again, starting to occur just a touch. Not a lot of kills to speak of to the moment, but Attach is just playing distraction over here at A. And he's actually called 2 players over for Carolina, so maybe a chance here for Legion with a bit more resiliency to get on towards B. But the rotation's already through. Clayster, another big gunfight up top, takes down Purge, and it leaves Standy essentially on his lonesome waiting for help.
Yeah, Standy just has to try to stay alive here. Allow his teammates to get out of the base, and finding trade after trade so far is going to lead to them eventually completing the first segment over towards B. You're taking DVD control. Can't win the up-close and personal gunfight versus Gwyn, but at least 1 segment down. Complete this B point. It's already going to be job done. But all the nades, all the attacks are flying over. Real and Gwyn combined for 3. And now that's all 4 dead with Vegas Legion coming off spawn.
And I think this is huge, not only because you get the retake, but Gwyn able to shut down the forward play from Standy, has now found himself on 6, so he earns himself a cruise missile here to possibly influence Carolina's ability in what you would assume would be their next offensive attempt. Could also hold that as a power play card for a round 5 defense, which looks they're going to be pretty good for. Last attempts for Vegas will come by way largely of Standy, who's trying to wrap around the back, but there's just not a lot of information on where this defense is, and rightfully so. I mean, the defense is all over the place. They are swarming through the middle of the map, keeping Vegas completely off kilter. But kills do come through. 6.1 of the clock. Vegas will have a chance to stack this 2 members on, and the second tick of progress will be locked. The biggest thing here is if you're Carolina, just don't give away this huge life lead and still win this defense.
Yeah, they're going to be able to at least walk away with that B point if you are Vegas Legion. So you put yourself up by a couple segments. And now if you're Carolina up by 10 lives with only a minute left, you just got to do the same thing Vegas Legion did, and that's hold down your crosses. But they allow 1 player to slip on by. Standy already makes his way in towards gas station. He's hoping that his teammates can get a couple kills, so eventually it's his time to strike. But Gwyn gains the info. Gwyn knows someone's behind him. He goes for the trowel. Here comes the Semtex. Not able to take him down, but he sets up GodRx. That was the guy who was going to try to make something happen. They shut him down, and now only 30 seconds left. Vegas Legion have to try to overextend.
Yeah, that was kind of the only card still left in the deck there for Vegas's offense, you would have thought. Full flood through the previously captured B zone around the back. Clay just keeping himself tucked in towards Rugs. Purge, Attach, working alongside Nero. All of them trying to play through the backside of this hill. But you can see Carolina are so ready for this. I mean, every single arrow is turned to watch this long route coming through, and as GodRx finds the first, there's intel on the second. It was a desperate play, but one that ultimately does come up short, and Carolina find themselves up 2-1.
Carolina now up 2-1, down by 1 segment. So if you are them, let's just go do the easy work. Let's go get B out of the way. Let's try to at least get 2 segments to guarantee ourselves defense, but we were asking for an answer. Everyone so far is stepping up, but more specifically Gwyn. Keep in mind, he has that cruise missile to work with. He's been tearing it up with that MCW in hand, 21-9, trying to keep his team in this series still. You're gonna apply all that pressure over towards B. Let's just try to get these segments done.
Good info here for Standy. Nades won't necessarily get a ton of damage, but it does at least connect on the hit markers, and all the cleanup is so clean from Standy. An opening double comes his way. Pre-fire up top for maybe a third, but instead values his life, backs up. Offense for Carolina still working with a bit of gas here over towards B. The problem is, look where Attach has gotten again. This guy has been playing on an island, just doing his own thing. Inside of control, and he continues to be a problem with Carolina trying to get off spawn.
This guy's just always hitting routes, man. He's always putting himself in a great position, either blocking spawns or setting up for spawn traps. And he does it again to now allow his teammates to put their sole focus on the front side towards that B tank. Gwyn and Real, though, they combined for 2. They already completed 1 segment. The second one is about to come in, and if they get that, that's already job done for the round. These young rookies, they're stepping up, man. They find themselves on both 2 sprees, but B is going to be captured. Now you're forcing Vegas Legion to hold down A for 2 minutes.
And this just looks so dramatically different for Carolina compared to yesterday. Again, different map, but they feel like there's a little bit of pace and tempo involved with especially these most recent 2 rounds. And again, the spark plug very well may be players like Gwyn and Real opening up some of that tempo. Gwyn on another 4 spree, looking for 5. Standy puts him down, but it opens the door for Carolina to jump on in with a trophy system at A. Now a little bit of panic here for Vegas. How do you re-break this with the middle of the map completely compromised? 2 members on in towards A. Clayster watching the cross. Looking good here for the Ravens. Oh, and a double.
Oh, man, it's over.
And that will likely do it. The double stack still very comfortable and fully healthy, and Vegas will not be able to get there, and Carolina get their first map win in the CDL with a 3-1 here on Invasion.
And that was a beatdown right there, Alan, especially in that last round. They applied all that pressure over to